Hi, welcome to my channel. In today's session, we will discuss about login page, how to create a login page in ASP.NET with C#. Okay, this is the example I am going to explain you. We will create one login form, we will design one login form, and we will try to log in and we will check it. So these are all the implementation steps we have to do. First, what we have to do is we have to create a web project for this, and we have to create a new login page. We have to add one login page web form, and one more we have to create default page. Whenever there is a successful login, then we have to redirect to this default page. That's why we have to create one more default page. And next step will be we have to create one UserMaster table in SQL Server so that we can validate the login whether it's available or not and user ID password is matching or not. Okay, for that purpose we will store some user IDs in the UserMaster and we will check it. And then next step will be like connection string. So we are going to store our connection string, db connection string in Web.Config. From there we will try to access the connection string. And finally we have to validate the username and password on login button click event. So whenever there is a click event, login button clicks, so we have to validate the user ID and password. So now we'll see the demo how to do it. This is my demo page where here we have to display the username and password can be entered by the user. Password always be not visible, and whenever user is not entering any text, we have to display the required field validator here. So if you try to log in, it will ask for enter username and password, and whenever user enters the some user ID password, we have to validate on button click. So if it is matching means it will successfully redirect. On successful login it will redirect to next page, otherwise it will throw the error here. Suppose whenever there is a successful login it will redirect to this default page. Welcome to my website. Okay, this is my dashboard page. So now we'll try to create one project and we'll do all the steps. So now we will implement these steps one by one. First what we have to do is we have to create one web project for this. So I'm using Visual Studio 2013 for this example. You can click on file, new. I'm creating one project here. I'm creating one empty web application. My .NET framework is 4. If you want to upgrade, you can use the 4.5, 3. If you want to downgrade means you can click on 3.5 also. Okay, I'm using 4 and I need empty web application. For me, I'm giving as login. Login page project. Click on OK. So my project has been created. What we have to do is next step is so we have to design login page. For that what we have to do is right click on project, click on add new item. I have to add one web form for this. I need one web form called login page. Click on add. So now we have to design. Okay, this is my login page. Okay, for me I require one field set here and I want to give width. I'm adding some styles here. Width I'm setting as 500 pixel, or I'll put it as auto so that it will fix automatically. I want one legend here. I'm adding a legend. Legend will be, it is a login form, that's why I'm giving as login form. And styles, I will set some styles here. Font weight will be, I want to set as bold. Then I want to set some background color here. I'll keep it as yellow. And I want I want border color, border double, I'll keep it. Then what I'll do is I'll create one table here, and I want to align this table in center. I want to align inside. I want to align table in center. Then what we have to do is I want one table row. Inside that I need 3 table datas. I need 3 columns here. One is I'll keep it username here, and I'll display username in bold. Okay. Then I need one text box in next column. ID will be txt username. To display username we are using this. Then I need one required validated field validator here, because we have to validate the txt username. If user is not entering any value, we have to alert this. So required field validator. So control to validate is you have to give the text box which control you want to validate. Okay. Then error message we have to show it here. Enter username. Display style will be I want to display dynamic. The fore color I want to set it as red here. Okay. Then I want to give one row space between username and password. Here I will use call span. So I'll copy the same thing for password. I want to create password here. So this will be txt password. For a beginner, don't do copy paste. You can type manually, so then you will get experience. And text mode will be password, because password should not be visible. That's why I'm setting as text mode password. And the password also mandatory field. For that, what I'm doing is I'm using one more required field validator to control this txt password. Then what we have to give the error message is whenever user is not entering any value, we have to alert him. Please enter password. Then I want one table row. Then I want one empty row. I want to pass. And I want here one button. DTM login. Okay. Server. And the text will be login. And the back color I want to provide, like I'll keep it as yellow green. And we want to validate whenever user clicks on button, we have to create one event. One click, create new event, so that whenever button clicks, we have to validate. And then I'm copying again here, because here I want one label to display the message. And I want to set some style here. Font weight and setting as bold here. So now we have completed the design part. Next what we have to do is, next step, just create one default page whenever user logged in. Whenever user is logged in, that means after successful login, we have to redirect to default page. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm getting into project again, right click on the project, click on add new item, web form. Yes, I'm giving us default page. Actually, I'm giving title as my dashboard. This will be my dashboard. Maybe one h1 header. Welcome to my website. So this is the design we did here. So whenever user is logged in from here, once it is successfully validated, then it will be redirected default page. Okay, change the design here. Width is automatically it is setting 400 pixels so that it looks nice. Okay, next step will be we have to create one UserMaster table in SQL Server. So we are going to validate from SQL Server. That's why we have to create one master file. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm using SQL Server Management Studio. I'm using 2012 for this. You have to pass your server name here and authentication. I'm using Windows authentication for this example. Click on connect. So expand demo databases. I'm using one demo database for this. Right click on the tables, click on new table. I'm using like user ID. What is here? I don't want all numbers because I'm setting as also primary key. Whenever you set primary key, it will not allow duplicate values. That's why I'm using primary key. And identity I'm giving as yes, so it will increment with 1. And I want username here. I want username to be 20. I want all numbers, and the password also where care of I'm giving 50. Click on save. I'm giving table name as UserMaster. Click on OK. So we have created one UserMaster here, and also we will insert one record here for testing purpose. Right click on the table, click on edit of 200 rows. It will display whatever the records available here. I'm giving as test and pass 123 will be my password. Okay, so that's it. From DB side we have completed. Now next step will be we have to connect the connection string here. We have to configure one connection string between your web application and the database. For that, what we have to do is we have to create one connection string in Web.Config so that we can establish a connection between SQL Server and our web application. Okay, for that, what we have to do is just open your Web.Config file. Web.Config. Here I want to add one connection string. For that, what we have to do is add name. My connection string name will be my connection string, and you have to pass the connection string here. Data source you have to pass. So data source will be your, if you are using SQL Server authentication, then you have to pass your server name or server IP here. My PC name is demo PC, that's why I'm passing Windows authentication here. Initial catalog Initial catalog is nothing but your database name. Initial catalog is database name demo. Then integrated security. You don't need to remember this one. This is anyway it's fixed one. You can copy paste that channel. That's it. We have established the connection string here. We have created one connection string. So whenever you want to authenticate, whenever you want to establish a connection with your SQL Server, you have to call this one so that it will establish a connection between your database and web application. Okay. Now what you have to do is, next step is on button click event you have to validate username and password. Okay, for that I need two namespaces. I have to import here using system.data to and system.data.sql client. So I need these two namespaces to establish a connection. I need SQL connection here. Okay, SQL connection. SQL connection. I'm going to establish one connection here. Connection.connectionstring. So I'm calling connection string from. You have to import one more namespace here using system.configuration here. Configuration manager. Configuration manager dot connection strings. So we have to pass the connection string name. Already we have connection string name. Better you copy paste this because if any spelling errors means it will not work. Dot connection string. So now we are calling connection string from Web.Config. This is way you can establish a connection. Now what we have to do is we have to pass the SQL command here. SQL command. What we have to do is select star from UserMaster. It is my table name where username equal to username and password equal to password. Connection you have to pass. Okay, this is the command we have to execute from SQL Server. Okay, then we have to pass the two parameters because we are passing one username and one password, so we have to assign the values to that parameter. Okay, cmd dot parameters dot add with value. Okay, so what is the parameter? First one is username. I'm passing here for username and assigning the value from username dot text dot trim. Whenever text box call assigning value from text box, you have to trim, otherwise it will consider the spaces also. Okay, and copying and pasting here for password. Here we have to add @. So now here I want to assign password here. Then what you have to do is SQL data adapter. So you have to pass the command here. Then I want to get a data from the table. I want data table GIT user list new data table. Okay, fill with this data table GIT user list and connection that open. You have to open connection now to connect SQL Server. then integer I equal to dot execute non-query, because I want to execute this query. Okay, then we have to close the connection. So here we open connection, then we executed the command. Now we are closing the connection. Then what we have to do is, now we will get the records from UserMaster, whether records are available or not. We have to validate now. Okay, what we have to do is, if dt user list dot rows dot count is greater than 0, what it will do is, suppose I am passing this parameter and it will validate, and if username is matched with username and password is matched with the value which we passed, then it will return the user details. Okay, it will give the one data table. Suppose if that data table is more than one record, then that means whatever we have provided the user credentials, it's matched and it's giving the data list. Suppose if it is not giving any records, means so its user ID password is wrong. What we have to do is, if successful login means response dot redirect, I want to redirect to one page meaning default. Okay, I want to redirect default.aspx. Else, suppose if there is no data with the username and password, then I have to pass one message to username or password is incorrect. Okay, so this is the message we are going to show it. Okay, then we will display, suppose this message means for color, we will display as red. Okay, so we will display in red color. That's it. So we'll see once again the steps, implementation steps. What we did is, we have created one new web project. Then we have designed the login page. We have added one to design the login page. We have added one web form. Then we have prepared one login design. Then we have added one more default page. Whenever there is a successful login, we want to redirect to default page. That's why we have created one more default page. And then we have created one user table called UserMaster in SQL Server to validate the data and to connect the application. And then we have created one connection string in Web.Config to establish a connection between your web application and SQL Server. Finally, what we are doing is, we are calling one function to validate the user ID password on button click event. Okay, so we will run the application and we will see how it works. So try to click on login. So it is asking for user ID and password. I'm entering one dummy. Click on login. Your username password is incorrect. Now you provide the exact values. Our user ID is test and password is pass1234. Click on login. Welcome to my website. That means after successful login, it is redirecting to your dashboard. This is my dashboard. Okay, so we will check once again. Click on login. The username and password are mandatory. Without entering user ID password, it will not allow you to get into the application. Then I am passing on incorrect details, so I am trying to access the application. So it is saying that your username password is incorrect. Now I am passing correct values. Click on login. So now it's successfully redirecting to dashboard. So like this we can do the login page in ASP.NET. That's it for today. Thanks for watching my video. So I'm giving source code in description. You can download. Thank you.